Alright people, welcome back to another video. I'm just making this brief introduction and then we'll get into some other things. But there are some good points and bad points about some of the changes we've made. I did ride this to work today and back, so that's like an hour and a 15 minutes journey to work, an hour and a 15-minute journey back. I'm really struggling with the GP shift. I thought I might be able to get into it a bit quicker than I am, and I know I can understand the benefits to it, I really can, but for me it's just I can't get my brain to think about it, and I don't really want to have to, you know, keep plugging away. So we're going to change the GP shift back, and I'm just going to accept that I'm stuck in my ways and I like what I like, so that's fine, we'll do that. The other thing is the gloves that I bought, those RST gloves. They're the biggest size I could find on the website, Sport Bike Track Gear, and I think that's just the biggest size that they come in, but they're too small and my knuckles are worn out. They were rubbing it on the inside of the gloves. That was quite painful, so yeah, I need to think about an option for that. But the good news is, you know, she's feeling good. The belly pan and everything, and there's no issues there, no melty bits or anything like that. So yeah, so those are the good things. And like I say, it's just getting back into some saddle time. I haven't ridden lots and lots for a good while, so it's been useful, and my whole body is aching, so I need to get some more saddle time in. But I did want to go into, so it was really nice, one of the guys that follows the channel sent me a really nice comment on one video, just saying thank you for making the videos. And you know, I'm here making these videos just to try and share information, and it's just really nice on those occasions when someone says, yeah, it's helping, and you know, they like to follow along and see the evolution of what we're doing. And so I asked him to send me some pictures of his project bike and just give me a bit of a rundown on what he's up to. And so I'm gonna show you that, and then another subscriber, Michael, that you've heard me talk about before, I just thought it'd be good if he wanted to share his little project that's going on. And so I'm gonna cover those two bikes now, those two followers, and I hope that you enjoy it. It's really cool to see what other people are doing, their journey, their stories, and so I thought I'd make a nice video in between the times where I'm not doing a lot to the bike. And so let's get straight into that. I'm going to show you their guys' bike, and we'll do a little chat about that. But yeah, a few things for me to tweak here, but no big things. And yeah, no GP shift for me. Thank you very much.
So this bike is from Cody. Cody is a follower of the channel and wrote in to say that he's been enjoying some of our videos and helped him along the way with his build. He's looking to also kind of have a street/race bike and progress it along the way, hoping to one day race with CMRA in the twins class over there. So he's gone ahead with the Hot Bodies belly pan, which was interesting to fit, he said. So that makes me feel a little bit better about how I went about with mine. The zero gravity screen, Akrapovic exhaust, TST flush turn signals, the tech spec tank grips like I have. He's gone with the Dano's quick shifter, which he does recommend, and I have, you know, one day I might do it as well. And he's thinking about the hard power intake, depending on the regulations for his racing series as well. And interested to do the fork oil change eventually. And finally, one day with the full race body equipment, ABS delete, and race clip-ons, etc, etc. So some of our videos will be very helpful, hopefully, for you in the future. So thanks for writing in, and thanks for your comment. It's definitely great to hear that we are helping people out there, so thanks very much for that. And then this project bike is from Michael. Michael was tracking his gorgeous white R7 over there, Carolina area, as far as I remember. And Michael did have a little bit of an incident on the track, which, as we all know, as good racers, means that you get to throw some nice new parts at your project. So this was a little bit of a tip-off that unfortunately he suffered whilst at the track. But that meant, again, that he could get into the garage and strip off the broken parts and start doing a bit of a rework. And again, some of the videos, I think, have been helpful, but he's been doing a lot of the work himself, so it's really great to see somebody also tackling a few things and even getting it down to this level of stripness and having some fun in the garage by the look of it. So yeah, Michael has obviously been dealing with some aspects of the bike's weaker points. So this is him changing out the fork internals for the Andriani cartridges, and he was very kind enough to send over the original fork internals, which I used as part of my strip down video, if you remember that one. So that was really, really helpful. Thank you, Michael, for that. And as far as I know, he's quite happy with these Andriani ones so far. He's also had a go at balancing his own wheels like we were doing, using the exact same wheel balancing equipment as I used, and again, quite happy with that. So glad that we could help out there. We did also do a bit of a favour back to Michael and sent over these angle measurements for the clip-ons. So it's like a clip-on measurement tool that we made up and sent over to Michael. So he's been using those. And I think these are the armour bodies, I can't remember exactly, that he was getting fitted to his bike and going through that process of just lining everything up, which we all know can be a bit of a pain, but the end result is looking really, really nice. I love that tall screen on there as well, and the bodywork's looking really sleek and fitting very, very nicely. I'm sure you'll all agree with that. He did exchange the shock as well for the Nitron version, which I think are made in the UK. So shout out to those guys over there at Nitron. And yeah, a bit of a walk around here just for a final look around. We've got the braided orange lines, which are fitting in nicely with the colour scheme. We've got some engine protection. I really like the look of that Leo Vance exhaust. We've got the GPR damper now, actually, which was a recent addition, I hear. So that'll be great for the track and street if you ever get back on the streets. But yeah, looking really nice and sleek. I love how that's looking black underneath the tail as well, looking really nice. He does have some chain and sprockets to swap out eventually when he gets the chance. And yeah, just everything looking really, really nice. So thanks for sending this over, Michael. Great stuff.
All right, so thank you very much for sending in those photos and information, guys, and good luck with the future developments and builds of your R7s. And if you want to send in, if you're another follower, subscriber, and you've found some of these videos useful, you want to show me what you've been up to, then just leave a comment below and I'll send you my email address to contact. So right now I'm going to jump into another video that I made, which is about, well, I was just running around again with the road shift and I actually practiced some race starts. So enjoy that, and again, I'll see you in another video. So bye for now.
Well, hi everybody. We're just taking a very quick test ride. I just wanted to test some different angles of the camera. And I wanted to test, well, not really test, but I put the gear shift back to road pattern, which just feels so amazing again. So we're going to be sticking with the road shift pattern. And I actually discovered this week whilst watching the road racing over in Northern Ireland that Dean Harrison, the factory Honda road racer, uses road shift. So it kind of makes sense, but yeah, I'm happy to go back to road shift and just be happy in my comfort zone. Thank you very much. I'm trying the camera back in a horizontal level, which is not very comfortable. It's resting against my face right now, so we won't be able to use this on the track. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to put you back into the portrait orientation, which reduces my potential field of view that I can get out of the camera. So yeah, I'm going to a little place where I'm thinking what I'm going to do is try to practice some starts. We're going to try and emulate a racing start. So I was, whenever I raced in the past on my SV650, I was terrible at racing starts. Not necessarily right in the beginning, but the more and more that I thought about the process, the worse and worse the race starts became. So we're gonna have a little attempt at rectifying that situation. We're gonna try to find where in the revs we can dump that clutch out and get as hard on the gas as possible without stalling the bike and without over revving. So when you over rev, you have to slip the clutch, and when you slip the clutch you don't go forward. So the ideal start is to get that revs, hold the revs, and then immediately dump the clutch and go full throttle without looping the bike and without slipping the clutch. So we're going to see if we can achieve that and find out where those revs lie. So I'll be back in a moment. So we are here on the service road. There's literally no traffic coming from behind me or in front of me, and we're going to use this as a bit of a test to do some starts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and hold 4,000 revs, and then we're going to bring the throttle up and see how well the start goes if I just dump the clutch. So I usually hold my right foot ready on the brake side, just in case we need that, and use my left foot on the ground. Of course, that does need to get me up and change gear into second pretty quickly, so we have to be careful about that. And I may change my feet position as we try this. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to be in the tuck position, ready to start. I'm going to bring the revs up. 5,000 we're going to do. Here we go. Alright. So that was a bit timid, but the revs were a little bit too low. So we're going to do 5.5 this time. Right, I was a little bit slow on the clutch release. and the throttle bringing in. Alright, so let's try again. Trying to find the perfect spot. So that wasn't bad. What we want to do, like I said, we want to maximize the throttle and lessen the clutch. That's what we're aiming for. If we go higher than that 6, we might get a pop of the wheelie. So that's why my foot is ready on the brake side. Alright, let's try one more. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's do that again. I'm still not truly popping the clutch yet, which is where I want to be. So let's try a little bit lower. So that was nearly stalling. Let's try 6 again. Again, we're so close to stalling. Let's try a little bit higher then. Let's go for 7. Keep the weight over the front of the bike. Not bad. Let's try and smooth this all out a little bit more. There. I'm just being a little bit timid with that clutch. Alright, bring the revs up. Watch the light. Go! Alright, we'll do another one. Straight into the stop sign. First gear. Get away from the traffic. Okay. Try again. Hold the revs, watch the lights, and ping the clutch out. Okay. All right. So we got the front end up there. So that I was a bit braver on releasing the clutch. So we need a little bit less throttle. So 6,000, let's say. What I need to do is match the res with that clutch. Let's try again. Okay, that was better. I brought the revs at the same time as releasing the clutch that time. Try not to burn the clutch up too much, so let's let it cool off a second. Alright, we're getting there. It's about that 5-6 mark, and then we're popping that clutch and bringing the revs on simultaneously, ideally. That's what we're aiming for, at least. Alright, let's do one more then. Nice bit of tarmac. Alright, weight over the front. Let's do 6-ish. where the front end was just kind of floating, maximising that drive without lifting the front. So it's about that 5,000–6,000 RPM mark where we're away from the danger of stalling whilst maintaining good drive. Excuse me. I think that's where we want to be. The question is, can we do that when the pressure is on? I'm always interested in these little side roads near industrial parks. You can sometimes find a nice little test track, as it were. Quiet little road just to have a little run around. Sometimes, not always. What you really want is an abandoned building. I don't think there is any down here. Well, this is a nice corner. A nice little left-hander. The question is, can we make a little circuit? Got another nice corner here. Tight corner here. Alright, so let's turn around, try this out. Nice and bumpy. It's a bit like Black Hawk Farms. Unfortunately the vision's not quite good enough really, can't see around the corners, so. Alright, that's all for tonight. I'm gonna say goodnight. Bye bye.